And now we have this nitwit who's playing with dolls now, I see. Okay, hold it down. All right, Bill Bancroft, if you hold it down, guys. Okay, yes, Bill.
I think what he's found here is at least 2 people who support his position. I mean, he's got him right here. But anyway, as you know, his position is that poor old Jim Baker didn't get near enough penalty. He should have even more penalty.
He should be dead, is what he says.
That's what he says, yeah. This is Rick Scouler.
Oh, come on.
Hang on. You agree with me. You agree with me. Get a close-up of Jim here in his new uniform from the PTL, see?
Oh,
praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Send me your money, and you will be sold. Give me these dolls. Give me these dolls. Give me this. Give me these dolls. Wally. Hey, Wally, all I'm trying to do... Jim and Tammy have capitalized on the American public long enough. Now it's time we capitalize on Jim and Tammy by maybe producing some of these dolls and selling them, make a little money.
Hey, I'm sure when he goes to bed at night, he probably has a lot more dolls than that. What do you think? What do you bet he has a blow-up doll at home in his closet? What do you think? Now, hold on. What I'm saying now, and I want everybody to understand at home, I am not saying in any way, shape, or form that Jim Baker is right, that he did not commit a lot of sins and did a lot of things wrong.
Oh,
but I say,
Wally.
Wait a minute, Rick. 45 years in jail, I say that's ludicrous, don't you?
No. Let me repeat it once more. Let's kick Jim Baker till he's dead. Okay? Let's kick him till he's dead. Hey, you know, Wally, you try to make yourself out as this God-fearing man. Jim Baker and Tammy Baker defrauded God to the point of no return.
Wait a minute, jerk.
Jerk. You know what we ought to do? We ought to put Jim Baker on a cross, crucify him, and let everybody, maybe take a few packs at him.
Hey, wait a minute, Rick. You just said that he defrauded God, so I think we should leave it to the big producer up in the sky.
Well, no. You see, no, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Wally feels that Jim Baker has been forgiven by God. But God is not the superior court here in the United States. So unfortunately, we have to do what we feel is right, and 45 years is not enough.
What you said on my radio show, and you repeated it here again to show the kind of hate-filled idiot you are.
Towards Jim Baker.
He said if he had the chance, he would kick Jim Baker in the head until he was dead. I say, if anyone belongs locked up in a cell, it's this pervert. I'll be right back. Scouler here, and we're discussing the sentence handed down to Jim Baker, 45 years in jail, not eligible for parole for 10 years. Do you know that, as I said in the beginning of the program, child molesters, rapists.
That has nothing to do with
I'm talking now. Wait till I'm through talking.
Well, say something intelligent for once.
Wait till I'm through. I'm saying this. Child molesters and rapists never... Do you know that everyone has read about this guy? There's a man who brutally raped a 17-year-old girl and then chopped off both of her arms. Now this maniac got 2 years in jail, and he is now out on probation, on parole, walking the streets. Do you think what Jim Baker did is worse than that?
Yes.
No way. How can you?
Okay. If you're done with your moronic babbling now, Wally, let's
just a minute,
talk.
You stupid linoleum head.
Well, at least I'm not so vain that I had to recarpet the linoleum, Wally, like you did. Go ahead. The main the reason I say that is because murder, rape, yes, those are heinous crimes, but they're affecting one person. Jim Baker, I don't know whether your audience knows it or not, he defrauded everybody in the United States of America. Do you pay,
everybody in the United States of America.
Do you guys pay taxes? Do you guys pay taxes? Yeah, you got a bunch of non-tax paying citizens out here.
Just get to your point, you idiot. Get to your point.
Jim Baker put out his tithes and offering letters to people in direct correlation with Social Security checks mailing. So part of your Social Security tax went to this guy's pocket so he could play with his homosexuals and Tammy could take value.
Wait a minute.
And you're paying for it.
Hey, people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Then you better move. You better move, Wally.
Talk about playing around with homosexuals. What do you think he's doing half the time? Hey, I think this guy is a familiar face in West Hollywood. What do you think?
Wally, you know, Jim Baker. Hey, hold it. Jim Baker did the same thing to his followers as you do to your followers.
Oh,
you brainwash them.
Stupid idiots.
You brainwash them so that they think you're some big special person.
Listen.
You know, you're just as fake as Jim Baker is. Maybe you ought to get a suit like this.
You know what?
And then instead of having the Jim and Tammy controversy, we'll have the Wally and Janice controversy. How's that?
Hey, what do you think? What do you think would happen if we looked into his private life, huh? What I'm telling you, Rick, is this. Jim Baker has been convicted not of any homosexual activity.
No, he hasn't. But he has admitted it pretty much.
He's not admitted it. He has not admitted it at all. Did he ever admit that?
Hey, all of his top aides, and I use that term loosely, have said
you may have it, pal. I have news for you.
That Jim Baker did force them into different homosexual acts. But I can't blame Jim Baker. I can't blame Jim Baker for being a homosexual with a wife that looks like Tammy, okay?
Oh, listen.
Okay, well, listen,
maybe
Rick.
Tammy drove it.
Hey, wait a minute. I think he has a wife named Bruce who looks like Tammy. Now, you know what? You can kick a man, and you can kick a man, and you can kick a man, but I'm telling you one thing.
Till he's dead.
You say that the 45 years wasn't enough.
It's not enough.
How do you answer the fact, Rick, that over how do you answer the fact that over 150 of his followers circled the court during the trial?
Well, how can...
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm talking, you nitwit. Over 150 of his followers were at the courthouse. They said they had given money to him. They were glad to have given money to him, and they would give money to him again. How do you answer that?
I say they were your relatives. That's all I can say to that.
Come on.
But no, the way I answer that is the majority of the former PTL followers have a $500 million lawsuit against the PTL right now.
Let me tell you something, Rick.
So that tells you about the followers of PTL.
You aren't just against Jim Baker.
I'm against organized religion.
You're against religion, aren't you? And
religion.
And you're against God, aren't you?
No, I'm not against God. Jim Baker. Jim Baker was against God.
Hold it. Do you belong to any church?
No, I don't need to. I don't have to.
You don't need to.
No. You don't have to go to church to believe in God.
Hey, I'll tell you where you belong.
Churches are for people that are weak.
Hey, I'll tell you where you belong. Wait a minute. Where you belong is outside our studio in the gutter, and that's where you're going. You're out of here.
Stay tuned for those gorgeous ladies of wrestling on Glow. That's coming up next on KDOC 56.